Welcome to this week's episode of the Sequin Sisters Reality Check. I am your reality TV expert, Christy Ercolino.
And I am her trusty co-host and companion, Dion McGray. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Whew, excuse me. That's the reaction to our recap that's about to come. My body can't even handle it all.
Oh, boy. I know. Exciting things we have coming up in this week's episode. Today, we dive into episode 3 of The Real Housewives of Potomac. So this episode jumps in more about Wendy's family being cursed. This seems like this is a big storyline that, Nneka, as we get introduced to her, and thanks to Ashley, gets thrown into this whole, kind of drama with Nneka talking about her family being cursed. Any thoughts so far on this? Are we bored of the storyline? Do we wanted to move on?
So bored because I don't understand okay. I guess if you believe in that, it could be a big deal, but I'm already tired of it and I don't understand what the big deal is. And I can't believe they're still going. We're in like episode 3 and they're still going on about it.
I know. Still going on about it. And also what we're still talking about is Robin and the supposed cheating scandal with Juan, and Giselle not wanting Juan to be in public with other women. Still more of the same about these ladies not wanting Juan to do this kind of stuff. It doesn't really seem like Robin cares still, right? So that's still very much part of this week's episode.
You said something interesting when we were prepping, that you thought they were triggered by what Juan was doing.
Yes. Well, because a lot of these ladies have been cheated on. So when they see cheater behavior, I think it's very triggering for them because they're like, this shit was done to me. And it seems like he's doing dirt. So I think they're trying to sort of warn her, but it really seems like Robin is turning a blind eye.
She wants to be in that marriage. She wants Juan, and I can't help it. He just doesn't give a shit. He does not. Like he said it, but you're like, no, you care. Like, what if it's hurting your wife? He's like, I'm gonna live my life.
I'm gonna live my life.
I'm gonna live it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. But I have never heard somebody say with a straight face, oh, I just gave some stranger who contacted me over social media my credit card for the hotel room.
No. And he's like, oh, I'm a nice guy. Everyone knows I'm a nice person. No one's buying that one, not even your wife. But she just has to, I think, save face.
I guess you just kind of go, okay, I'll believe it if you want me to.
So then I thought what was interesting in one of the next scenes is that it shows Robin and Karen. Robin and Karen sitting together and obviously bringing up the rumors. Last season, Karen's the one who really kind of started, I don't know if they started the rumors, but she's the one that brought the rumors to light. And so they kind of have this come to Jesus moment where Karen says, I will not repeat rumors. I will come to you first. But then Karen asks, do you have an open marriage? I just want to make sure I have it all straight. And Karen seems shocked by her asking this and says, no, I have a traditional marriage. Like, how could you ask me this? Is really
Candace
how
or Robin.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I don't. I'm at a loss for words for the whole Juan Robin thing because she's there, so stay. I guess. I mean, that's all I can say. And I will admit, I'm still holding a grudge over last season, so I'm kind of like, but I don't. Whatever.
I think a lot of us are like, can we move on? Let's, it's like, give us something else to watch and to talk about.
Wake me when you get a picture of him in bed or a video with him in bed with another woman, like Hulk Hogan was with the other girl. Like, give me something like that, and I can talk about it. But other than that, move on.
It's like, no. And then I love that we talk more about, or we see more about Wendy and her new show, her reiterating the fact that you have to be smart to watch her show. Then she takes a dig at Mia because she essentially saying Mia's not smart enough to watch her show, right? And then Mia says that Wendy is not uplifting women. Wendy's really taking more digs at Mia just about her being a slow person, her just not getting it, things going over her head. And then we see Mia talk about later on in the episode that she has a son who has a speech delay. So she really takes this slowness as it's pretty personal to her.
Yeah, I saw that scene. I was rather touched by it because words have power and words mean things. And the one thing that I've noticed about Wendy is she won't stop. If she finds a soft spot in someone, she won't stop.
Mhm.
And it's
Yeah.
one time we're like, you won, stop, or you made your point. And she just keeps going and going. And every time she sees Mia can just be sitting there and she's taking off after. I'm like, I get it. She embarrassed you by throwing a drink on you. But again, you wouldn't shut the hell up. But we've moved on to
Mhm.
this season. Leave her alone. And Wendy can't seem to leave her alone. So I did feel for me when she said, my son is slower. He's developing a little bit slower. He's got a speech issue. And to hear the slow one, I was like, I thought Mia's a better woman than I am because I would have tossed another drink.
Okay, can we talk about all of a sudden how Karen is at Mia's house and
Yeah.
they're like,
That I didn't
like
even
hanging
catch
out.
that. You're right. They were
Well,
like,
I was like,
let's just shake
where
hands.
did
Shake hands.
yeah, well, yeah, but I mean, it's like all of a sudden, fast forward, she's at the house, and then that's when Mia opens up about how she really felt offended by what Wendy said. But it's like we missed some steps there. How were they all of a sudden hanging out together? I don't know.
Should we just
I
chalk it
thought
up
that
to editing? They
yeah, I
dropped
guess
some stuff out. I guess I don't know, but you're right. And they were actually having. At least Mia was being heartfelt about her son and how she tells him he's not like he's kind and he's smart and all those things. It's like, dude,
mm-hmm,
leave the kid. Like, even though Wendy may or may not known about it, her son.
mm-hmm,
When you
mm-hmm.
can feel being slow or dumb, I don't. I try not to go after people's intelligence because it really is mean and
It
you
is
really don't
mean.
know what's going on with them. So, go after them for something else. But I get tired of Wendy because she never shuts the hell up. When she gets going,
She
oh,
just she doesn't stop. She doesn't
shut
stop. So then we jump to the part in the episode where Wendy is talking about the baptism,
mm,
right? And so she's only invited certain ladies to the baptism. Wendy also makes a big deal about wearing yellow to the baptism. Okay, I'm Catholic. No one wears yellow to a baptism. That is not a thing. I've never heard that. I've never seen that. That is totally made up. The only person who is supposed to wear white is the person who is getting baptized. No one else is even supposed to wear white, just the person who's getting baptized. So this shit's totally made up. And then, I mean, they only showed the church just for a brief moment. Then it shows more of the ladies, getting together. I think for brunch, it looks like after the baptism, and it's just so extra. But everyone's wearing these like yellow party dresses. That's just not even appropriate. You would never wear that to a church or a church like function. I just think it was, I don't know, made up for the show.
they've got to host a certain amount of events. So you could have a hint. I just kept thinking yellow is a hard color to wear. And it's interesting she picked that. I thought it was definitely overproduced and I was bored with it. And that's why I kept fixating on her mother. And I swear she's lightning. She's getting lighter. She's getting lighter. Every season, she's lighter and lighter. I was so crazy. I took a screenshot of the screen, took an old picture of her. I'm like, she's lighter. I fixated on
Mhm.
that because I was bored by everything else. So I'm curious. I'll have to do some research to see if she actually is lightening her skin. And
Didn't you see an article? Sorry, that was talking about that.
popular in Africa and some other countries to lighten your skin for whatever
Mhm.
reason. And I know to the point where those lightening lotions are banned in the US because they can really take all the coloring out of your skin. Then it makes you
Oh my,
susceptible to skin, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, it's a
yeah.
thing. It's a fashion thing in Africa. Not for all Africans, so please don't Don't go after me. But it is not uncommon for that to happen. And I think in India it's big too. But yeah, but then
Mhm.
again, totally bored with what's going on with the christening. I was like, why
Yeah.
does her mom have all these tattoos? Oh, I was like, ooh.
So then we jumped again to the topic of Wendy's family's being aggressive, I guess, towards NECA, supposedly. Not NECA, but her cousin-in-law, right? So on her husband's side, it just seems like, I don't know. I mean, just the storyline is going to Wendy's mom is praying against NECA's cousin-in-law. Right. And then now they're saying Wendy's mom put a hex now on NECA. What do you think about the storyline?
I think it's forced. I think it's been talked
Mhm.
about way too much.
Yeah.
Don't understand it. Like, I guess if you believe in those types of things, it'd be a big deal. But to me, it just sounds like you didn't have anything else to talk about, so you talked about this. And the fact that
So,
it's still going on, we're in what, episode 3?
yeah,
Whew, I'm
it's a
tired of
lot.
it. Tired of it.
Me,
Tired.
me too. Me too. Can we just say, though, thank you, NECA, for having a real Chanel. That Chanel is real, and I appreciate that it's real.
Did you? I didn't eye it. Is it really? Wait, who's carrying
I mean,
fake?
it sure looks real on TV. You can tell some of those are real, are not fake. Are not real. They are fake. And so hers, I'm like, okay, that looks to me like it is a real one. So
Hey.
maybe Neck is bringing it.
Maybe. Well, it's again, the fakes nowadays are so good. There is a donut shop in my neighborhood. Donuts, croissants, bagels, coffee, and Chanel, Gucci,
Well,
Fendi,
fake
the whole
Chanel,
thing.
hey.
And you just kind of whisper at her, and she kind of goes, and then you go around and you see like the wallets and the handbags, and some of them
Yeah.
aren't as good as others. But on first
Mhm.
blush, you're like, oh, you could
You're
probably
like,
fold them.
wow,
But then when you
sure.
open it, you're like, what? What? No. But I was like, dude, I can get them at the donut shop. Oh yeah, okay. I'll respect that. I'll respect that. I trust you. If you say it's real, it's real.
Well, okay, so this episode, I don't know. I think it's getting a little boring to me. The part with the yellow dresses, I was like, "Oh my god." But I mean, aside from that, I don't know. I think we need something more to spice it up. I really
Agree.
hope that next week is more interesting. I hope we get some new storylines in here.
Guys, okay, it's filler. Episode 3 was filler. We got it. We
Yeah.
got to do this. There's a couple things going on, and I'm really hoping episode 4 and the rest on up get a bit more interesting.
Well, now it is time for our reality review, Dion. And this week we are discussing Erica Jane and her Bet It On Blonde tour. Actually, it was a Regency, right? She had a not a Regency.
Residency.
Thank you. I was like that.
So do we just make her a queen or a princess all of a
I don't
sudden?
even know. Yeah, I mean. So Dion and I went to her opening night in Las Vegas. This was end of August. Yes, her residency. So Erica Jane did a residency from, I believe it was August, September, and then she came back in December and it continued. Her Bet It On Blonde was freaking amazing. I followed Erica Jane ever since she became a Real Housewife of Beverly Hills. And she was interesting to me because she was different. She is really what brought the glam to Real Housewives. It elevated all the housewives, right? Erica Jane brought it. And
Mm-hmm.
I also thought she was interesting because she was a showman, right? I mean, she was already making music, she already was doing tours. And I think she's great. I think her songs are catchy. I mean, she can dance. She had all these backup dancers. It was a true Vegas show.
Mm-hmm.
What's your take?
Yes, well, thank you for letting me know that was happening. It was a great trip overall. I enjoyed myself. I even bought an Erica Jane T-shirt. I don't know where it is,
Yes.
but I did. I I liked it, and I like when she did some cover songs. I thought it was a good job. You can
Yeah.
tell she She rehearsed. She was working. She was trying to give you a good show. There was just the right
Mhm.
amount of costume changes. I did not understand all the groin popping. I was like, after a while, my girl, give it a rest. But overall, I was
Pat
very
the puss,
entertained.
pat the puss.
Like, trying to be like good going into 2024. But yeah, I was like, why is she still popping it? Girl, yeah. But I had a good time. I enjoyed the show. I thought she did put on a hell of a show. And here's the thing. However, she got it, whatever she's gone through, she had a residency at the House of Blues in Vegas. Not many people can do that.
That's right. That's right. And, I would love to go see her again. I thought she nailed it. And also, what I loved almost as much as her performance was the crowd.
Yeah.
The audience was amazing. Okay, so she said this before, and definitely on her opening night seems to be true. The majority of her followers, fans, whatever you want to call them, are gay. So there were so many gay guys in the audience, and also who had matching outfits with their partners. I mean, that to me was the highlight of seeing all the
You were
outfits.
very appreciative of that. I was like, but I will tell you this. I remember thinking, thank the Lord that I actually looked decent, because they would have talked about us had we not pulled it out. They would have talked about, oh, it would have been terrible. They would have whispered like, oh my God. Or some of them might have the boss go to like, you really should have tried harder. Well, remember in the line, we got checked. We got clocked in the line.
Everyone was giving us compliments. Okay.
No, before that, this kind of nerdy black guy, glasses on, Versace shirt, blah blah blah. He turned and he looked, and I was kind of like, "Oh, hi." And he, okay, I see what you're doing. I like it. And the sensible shoes, that was a good idea. And I was like, "Wow, you don't even know me. You didn't even say hi. You straight just
Doesn't
clocked me. Didn't even
matter.
say anything." And I was like, "Thank goodness Christy told me to get my makeup professionally done, because I would have been embarrassed. I would have gone home crying had I not."
My favorite were the two guys in the matching sequin jumpsuits. Even Erica gave them a shout out while she was on stage. I was just like,
You were
"Oh my
obsessed.
god!"
They were right in front of
I
her.
was like, I need to be their friend. I don't know, but we had a quick conversation and that was it. But
Yeah,
those freaking outfits, they were my favorite. I loved them.
I had a good time. The fashion, the crowd, the music. I mean, Beyonce was in town on that next day, Saturday,
Yeah.
and I was like, yeah, maybe I'll go, but I didn't feel like it. I enjoyed my Erica Jane concert very much so. Glad I went it. So I would see her again for sure.
Erica, you nailed it. We're huge fans. Love to see you again. Yes.
Love to see you
Yes.
again.
All right, my friend, this wraps it up for this week's episode of Sequin Sisters Reality Check. Hope to see you guys again next week.
Bye. See you
Bye.
next